The New York City Housing Authority's Resident Leadership Academy is a new program designed to provide training and build leadership skills for residents interested in taking a more active role in their community. Now, the program is a joint undertaking between NYCHA, the Fund for Public Housing, and CUNY. And with us today is Sadia Sherman, Executive Vice President for Community Engagement and Partnerships at NYCHA, and Tracy Pinkert, a participant in the Resident Leadership Academy. Welcome, ladies, and thank you for being with us this afternoon. So, Sadia, what was the idea behind starting this program, this academy?
Sure. So, at NYCHA, we have a number of assets, but our residents are really the most important people that are needed to drive change within the communities that we serve. And so, for a number of years, we've provided informal community development training and leadership building and other types of support to residents and resident leaders, but we really wanted to have a more formalized program for residents. And so the Resident Leadership Academy is an opportunity for residents who are leaders or emerging leaders to earn college credits while going through classes on nonprofit leadership development and community organizing and the history of public housing so that they can really affect change in their communities.
And I want to ask you, Tracy, when you heard about this Leadership Academy, what did you think? Were you immediately interested in becoming a part of it?
I was. I actually found out about it at the very last minute. It was like the cutoff. I happened to just go through one of the NYCHA newsletters. I saw there was email to me, and I phoned and wasn't sure if it was going to even be a possibility for me to make that first cohort. But I just thought, like, I get to do two things, right? I get to sharpen my skills and more in my role as a leader in the community, but more importantly, gain access to higher education. Something that, can be a little pricey for people who are interested in terms of returning to school. Yeah. And I thought, like, why not?
Yeah, it sounded like the perfect answer. It checked all the boxes for you. And when you hear her talk about that, is that exactly the kind of response that you guys were hoping for and the kind of interest?
Absolutely. That's exactly what we'd hope to hear. I think, we had a significant amount of interest amongst residents when we first advertised the program, and the feedback that we've had from the first cohort has been really positive. And so people are engaged, they're committed, they are looking forward to the next semester, which is exciting. And I think that, they're not only taking the information that they're learning and applying it to their leadership within NYCHA, but really applying it to their leadership as New Yorkers. Many of the folks who are in the program are not only leaders within their NYCHA community, but are involved in their communities in other ways.
Yeah, and the program, the first semester started at the beginning of 2018, and then the second semester started at the end of August and runs through the end of the year?
Yes.
And it's a 2-year commitment, right?
It is. So it's a 2-year commitment. Graduates earn 16 credits that they can apply towards a degree program, and they also graduate with a certification. And so as we launched this initial cohort, we were really looking to people who were willing to make that commitment and stick with the program.
Yeah. And Tracy, at the first semester, what was the subject matter, and is it living up to your expectations?
Well, it was Public Housing 101, right? So you get an opportunity to really understand the history of why even public housing in New York City was considered. So certainly there was a lot of things that I had no idea why, things were the way they were. Also, some things were just almost like, oh my gosh, like we are currently living in those conditions, right? Just through modern times in terms of some of the disrepairs that are going on with NYCHA as we see it. But I think when I came in, I thought I knew what to expect. But as we moved along, one of the great things about that class is that people come in with an array of experience, and the age range is it varies too. So you get an opportunity to learn from people who have retired, and but who will also see education is still a very important part of their lives. And so that's been interesting, just to kind of have that marriage of both not only old and new, but I want to say more seasoned, as well as the younger group.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's important, that experience, and then you have newer people with newer ideas and a different way of looking at each other, but at base, everybody's gotten sort of the same education.
Certainly.
And what's the end game? Once you get, once you get this class of folks out who are now educated about how housing runs, and I guess there's going to be a look at the financing, and what the possibilities are and what the future is. What is the end game game of having, you know, these folks know more and become more involved in the process?
Sure. So, I mean, there's no secret that there are challenges that we face within public housing, and so we're looking to not only ourselves but residents for solutions. And so we see this as a way to really help support the capacity of residents who are already engaging with NYCHA on a number of issues so that we can work for solutions that will essentially provide the clean and safe homes that they deserve.
And a lot of times you do hear people in public housing say they don't feel included in the process and feel like they have enough say-so in what happens, or, you know, once they find out about it, it's already an issue and they'd like to be ahead of the game. You live in a Gowanus house,
that is correct?
Yes.
And
do you already get a sense that there are things that you, even now looking at issues that you run into in development, or even the positive things that maybe you have a better handle on them? And
certainly so. I think you come in with more of an idea in terms of like the structural, everyday runnings of how NYCHA and city officials look at financing, how they address some of the concerns, you know, the forums that are available for people to go to outside of NYCHA to express their concerns, but more importantly, to highlight some of the really great things that are happening. There's a lot of positive stuff that's happening in public housing.
And a lot of great people.
A lot of great people. And sometimes that's overshadowed and is missed because it's easy to kind of just look with blinders on in terms of like what you believe, who lives there.
Yeah, and the problems are not the people, which sometimes those issues get tied up. Now, if people want to find out more about this program, again, you know, this is the first class, and you're hoping to be able to have a second class and hoping to build on what you're doing, they should go to the NYCHA website?
Sure, so they can go to the NYCHA website, and I will say that there are a number of ways in which we're engaging residents. So there's lots of information about other programs that NYCHA offers, the ways that we are working with our resident associations, resident meetings, public forums, advisory committees. There's lots of ways in which we're looking to engage residents. So if they go to the NYCHA website, they can find more information about how to get involved.
Okay. Thank you both. It was nice to meet you, Cindy and Tracy. So you guys have to keep us updated on this. So you're going to have to come back again.
Thank you.
All right.